So hello and welcome to Air Fuel Mixologist, the place on the internet where change eventually happens. So in this episode what I'm going to do is I'm going to run three kind of distinct things, which is kind of a slightly behind the scenes look at, parts and parts supply, how do I get them. Then I'm going to that will lead me to run through the projects that are going to be coming up in the channel, over the next couple of months. And I'm going to do a channel announcement at the end as well. So, without further ado, parts supply. Now, I have been working today for the last, half hour or so, and I've been kind of making my list. I've checked it twice. About all of the parts that I need to do the projects in the next couple of months. And the reason that I'm doing this is because whenever I order parts, generally they have about, if I order stuff here from the UK, so for Weber carbs, I've got quite a list here, Weber carbs, I mean that I can get in about kind of a weekish lead time on normal time. Now it's about Christmas 2022, thereabouts, December 2022. So I've kind of, the lead time for the supply of these parts would probably be much longer. But my European parts, I get them in about kind of a week thereabout lead time from the time I pay till the time they arrive at my house. Now, if I look at the Holley parts that I need, a couple of very annoying parts, a couple of Holley power valves, this could take 3 weeks to come through from the time that I pay till the time they arrive. It's about 3 weeks supply, and they are quite rare power valves that I need. So that's why sometimes I take some time out to just see what's on the workshop, see what my next projects are, and put all these parts in back order. Why? Because if not, by the time I clean all the stuff, I won't be able to do the projects. And there are other things that take even longer. So kind of example, these are kind of Mikuni carbs, or Mikuni or Maikuni, I don't know how you pronounce them, but they are bike carbs. And I have got this rebuild kit that I bought for a supplier in Thailand. They were recommended to me by guys who know more about bike carbs than me. But from the time I paid till the time these things arrived in my house, it was more than a month lead time in supply till I got my parts come through. So that's why it is quite important sometimes to kind of take a step back from your work, plan out what you're gonna do, get your list of parts, just go in and purchase them all, so you know that you've got absolutely everything you need for the next phase of the project. Which kind of leads me along to the next segment of the video, which is going to be an overview of the projects that are coming on the channel in early 2023. So I've got my classic Holley carbs. I'm doing a couple of marine Holleys that it's going to be an interesting series, because one was absolutely brilliant, which is this one, excellent condition, very low hours, and the other one was absolutely knackered. It was terrible. Then I'm going to move on also to be doing Weber carbs. If you remember last year, I bought a series of mismatched Weber carbs. It's the videos on the channel. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a matched pair of Weber carbs, and with the spare one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the first kind of BL Mini, Classic Mini build on the channel. And then I'm going to move on to finally doing this bike carbs. These carbs, they've been sitting in the workshop for nearly a year. I mean, I've cleaned them out. As you can see, they're in very clean condition, but I was kind of waiting on the parts, so therefore that's why I couldn't tackle them. And the last project that I'm going to do is I'm going to do this kind of 4-barrel marine carb that I've got here. You can see it here. Now, why do I say it is the last project? And this brings me on to the third subject of today, which is channel announcement. And the channel announcement is very simple, is that I've been working in this environment, in this workshop, for close to 7 years now, and it is absolutely bursting at the seams, and it has become difficult and laborious to be doing these videos, to do my work. I really don't have enough space. So what I am going to do is I've already started a project of workshop expansion, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to double my workshop space, so what I've got at the moment again. But for that, what I need to do is obviously this workshop needs to be toned down because I'm going to be using the same space, and therefore that would mean that whilst I build and fit out the next shop, I'm going to have to stop the production of videos. However, I'll be back, as soon as I've got the new workshop up and running. It's just that I want to absolutely get the workshop right, because I've made a lot of errors when I built this workshop the first time. And to be honest, it's not that some of them were deliberate, but others were just a question of pressure, that I had just moved into this house. I haven't had kind of any chance to work on cars for a long time, because in the house moves and all the stuff you have to do with that. So therefore I was absolutely desperate to just get in and just start working and just workshopping and all that stuff. However, in that haste I made a lot of mistakes in how I set up the workshop, and actually now I'm reflecting on those, and when I do my larger workshop I'm going to remedy those mistakes. So therefore that's why it's going to take me a bit long, because I want to absolutely get my workshop absolutely right, so that it can be, I can produce better videos for you kind of in the future. And that's the other thing. When I do the next workshop, it's going to be a workshop that is going to be much more suited to the creation of content, and not this. When I put this workshop together, I didn't dream in a million years that I was going to be doing a YouTube channel, not in any way. But now that I've got the channel, really I need to think about how workshop setup, lighting, colors and finishing of the building and all that stuff, to make it easier for me to make these videos as I'm doing now. So therefore, just kind of bear with in the new year, in maybe late February, March, I'll be able to have my new workshop up and running with significant upgrades, which I'll show you along the way. But I wanted to say thank you very much for coming with me so far in this humble beginnings, this humble environment, and I hope you enjoy the content coming up in the channel over the next months. If you got any questions, any other comments, just please put them down in the comments, and I'll try to respond as soon as I can. So thank you very much. Bye.